guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel and thank you very much for joining me for another video. So today's video is all about my hair and it's basically going to be how I style it and what products I use to create like my kind of everyday curly look. Although I would say I don't use heat on my hair every single day. I will only really create this look if I'm leaving the house for something important. I don't know, maybe for like an event, a shoot day, date night, something like that. I definitely don't curl it every single day because I just don't see the point. If I'm not leaving the house, then I don't really use heat on my hair because it doesn't really need to look good if I'm just like working at home or something like that. But before we get into the video, I just wanted to say I would love for you to subscribe, and if you could turn on the post notifications for my videos, that would be hugely appreciated. That way you won't miss any upcoming ones. So I think we will jump straight on in. Basically, I will just briefly kind of discuss my hair. So as you can see, this is what we're working with. I recently had it cut quite a lot shorter and had some blonde bits put in. You might have seen the video. I will pop it on the screen somewhere if you want to go and check it out. So yeah, this is pretty much my hair. As you can see, it's just brown and it does have a couple of bits of blonde that I had put in, but like the main colour of it is natural. And it's just kind of almost like just boob length really. So the look that I try to create when doing my hair is just like a perfectly undone style. You know when you see people and they look like they've just stepped out of the sea and they've got like nice natural like beachy looking curls. That's basically what I try to achieve, but from the comfort of my home. So yeah, that's basically what I'm going to be doing today, and I will just show you how I do it and what I use. So I'm going to start off with heat spray. It's probably also worth noting that I am in no way professional at doing hair. This is just how I do my hair and it seems to work for me, so yeah, I thought I would just share it with you guys. So this is the heat spray that I use and it's just a VO5 Damage Protect Primer Spray. So I will be totally honest, I don't use this every single day purely because sometimes I forget, or if I'm in a rush then heat spray is probably the last thing that I'm thinking about when I'm trying to get through my morning routine. But on the days that I do remember, I will always try to use a heat protector. So I will literally just spritz it on my hair, not too much because it can go like make your hair a bit wet sometimes, just like a nice little spritz, and then that's step one done. I will then normally just brush it through so it's got no knots, because there is nothing worse than curling your hair and coming across loads of knots. I absolutely swear by Tangle Teasers, they are like the only brushes that I will use on my hair. And I do also have the wet one as well that I thought I would just quickly show you. So I use this on my hair when it's wet, like if I've just washed it, and I just find that they're just like a holy grail brush that just, they don't pull my hair out, and they actually make brushing my hair a pleasure instead of a chore because I really don't enjoy brushing my hair. So yeah, I would always recommend to get a Tangle Teaser if you can. So then once we're all brushed through and primed, I will then just go in quickly with one more product, which is this spray from L'Oreal. So I'm not actually sure what this is called. I think it's PLI. It says Thermo Modelling Spray. I absolutely swear by this product. It's pretty much, well, it's basically empty, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to get anything out of it, but I've used this now for probably like 4 or 5 months, and this is a holy grail product. I cannot recommend this enough. This really does make a difference to my hair. I personally find it the best if I've just washed my hair and I want to curl it, which is always a big no-no for me because having like smooth shiny hair just makes the curls drop out and just go frizzy. But I find if I spray this on first, it just gives my hair like a bit of, I don't know, like a bit of texture and just a bit of grip. I was at an event once and the L'Oreal team were basically saying that they use this backstage on all the models and they swear by it, and I can totally see why because it really is a great product. So I will make sure to link it below if you would like to buy one. I'm definitely going to have to go and pick up another one because it's basically empty. Sad times. There's a little bit left, so I'll just briefly spritz a bit on, but I've been told like time and time before you can't really spray too much of this on your hair, so if you feel like you want a bit more texture then just go ahead and spritz a bit more on, but I don't really have much left so I'm not going to go in too much with it. So moving on to the curling one that I use, it's this one from Remington and it's their Keratin Protect curling wand. This is a fabulous product. I do believe it's between £20 and £30, so it's super affordable. I've had far more expensive curlers that have been nowhere near as good as this, so yeah, I literally can't rave about it enough. I really do recommend this if you're looking for like an affordable, really good curler. So this is what's styled my hair for most of my pictures over on Instagram, so if you've ever been curious, then this is what I used. I will link it below, so if you would like to go and shop it, you can do. So it has 4 different heat settings. I normally have it on the hottest one, not because I feel as though that makes it curl any better, I just find it gets the job done a bit quicker. I don't have to hold it on for quite as long. But if you want more of like a looser, chilled out curl, then obviously you can have it cooler. So when it comes to curling my hair, I will normally split it into 2 sections, so it's like straight at the back into 2 chunks. I basically then work from the back to the front, and I will start with this side. So I will basically pick the piece of hair that's right here, like at the nape of my neck, and I will start with that one because nobody likes to have straight bits of hair at the back of their head whilst they're walking around, so I always make sure to do like the very back pieces. So I will take a piece that's probably like that sort of size. As I said, there's no strict rules with this. I'm not like particular in what I do. I just kind of grab, curl and move on. One thing that I would say that makes a huge difference, which again sometimes I forget, sometimes I do, is to curl the hair in opposite directions. So like for the first one I would curl it like going backwards, and then for the next one going forwards, just because I find if you curl them all the same way, they kind of interlock and go into like one big curl, and then I notice like when I'm walking around on the day I've just got like one big curl, then I have to like break it up again. So if the curls are curling in different directions, they won't kind of wrap around each other. So we'll just start with this piece. So I basically just take the wand, wrap it round, and then just hold it. I'll kind of wrap it around however many times it wants to go, and then if I just want a bit more kind of depth to it, I'll just twist it up once more whilst it's already wrapped around. I don't hold it on for ages, especially not like these smaller bits, and then as I unwrap it I just keep hold of the end, unwrap, and then I just throw it behind my back, and then I just leave it there to cool down. I don't do anything whilst the hair is still warm, because if you start to brush your hair out whilst it's warm, you're pretty much just going to ruin the style. So just let it kind of cool down and chill out before you start to try and brush it out or anything. And then again, just gonna grab a piece of hair right from the very back, and then I'll curl this one coming forwards. So as you can see, just wrap it round however many times it wants to go, and then always keep hold of the end, otherwise your curl is just going to fall off the wand. And then I'll probably leave it on for about maybe like between 7 and 10 seconds, and then unwrap. And then moving on to the next piece, I will do this one going backwards. So also another little top tip, if you want some like extra like stay power with your hair, instead of holding on to it and unravelling it, I'll show you in a minute what is like another good thing to do. So once you feel as though you've had your hair on the heat long enough, just tilt the wand and then let the curl come off in your hands, and then just hold it. So this kind of like locks in the curl even more, but obviously do be careful because obviously your hair is going to be hot. It's been around a really hot one, so don't burn yourself when you do that. Or you could also get a heat glove as well. They're great for if it's like your first time doing it. The next piece, again, taking it from the back, working towards the front, and then just wrap the hair around, and then just unravel, and then pop it to the back. Okay, so now I've got to the front section. The back is all curled. Obviously I haven't touched this side yet. That can just stay there for now. So when I come to the front section, I try my best to make sure all the curls are going away from my face, just because I feel as though if the curls were to kind of curl toward my face, it might look a bit strange. So it's nice to have them like flowing backwards just for like a bit more of a kind of elegant look, I suppose. Just makes it look a bit more natural. So I will carry on with the same technique as before, just getting the piece of hair furthest towards the back, and then I will just curl away from my face. And again, if the hair is thin like that piece, you don't need to hold it on for very long at all. Just a couple of seconds. The same again with this piece. Also, I thought I would just mention that I always curl my hair with it in like a chunk, because obviously you can curl your hair like flat around the barrel, if that makes sense, like that, but I always keep mine in a chunk just so it kind of has that more like tousled effect. I find that it just works better like that to create the kind of outcome that I'm looking for. And then for the very last section, I would just kind of start the curl part way down my hair just to make it look a bit more natural, and then again just twist away from my face, obviously always keeping the wand away from your head, you don't want to burn yourself. And then I would just kind of hold that on for a couple of seconds. I don't hold it on quite as long on the front sections just because I don't want them to be as tight as the rest, just to kind of keep things looking nice and natural. And then that's pretty much what it looks like. As I said before, I'm not going to touch these, obviously. They do look a bit strange when they're like this, they're kind of like little ringlets, but I will literally just push them all back and just leave them to kind of cool down and just to kind of create their form just before I kind of go in and start to play around with them. And then basically all I have to do is the same on this side. So again, taking this half, picking the piece of hair that's like right at the back, like the little nasty bits that can easily be forgotten, and then just wrapping them around the wand, holding it on for a couple of seconds because this is a thinner piece, and then just unwrapping the hair again, and then just throwing it to the back. Also, I just thought I would just mention that I don't always curl right up to my head. It's normally like a little bit away from my scalp. I don't go like right up to the top. Again, just to kind of keep that more like a natural look. I find that works best. So as you can see, I've just got the hair wrapped around, and then I just take it off the wand, just kind of gently, and then just put the hair behind my back. And as you can see, this piece I have here is really thin, so I won't leave this one on too long. Also, if things like this happen, don't worry about that. It all kind of blends in together in the end, so if there's any like little bits that you've missed, it'll be absolutely fine. And then just kind of let that piece off and throw it back. So for this section that I've just done here, I feel as though it might not curl very well because I've actually used quite a big chunk of hair. So I'm just going to tilt the wand and then just grab the hair like so in my hand, and then just hold it up just to kind of keep the curl in the heat a bit longer, just to make sure I really secure the curl, and then just let it out. And as you can see, it's gone really curly because it just kind of keeps that heat with it a bit longer. And then obviously I can brush it out to what I want it to look like later once it's cooled down. Again, just taking a piece of hair from the bit that's like the furthest at the back. I'll curl this one forwards because I think I've done quite a lot of going back, and then just wrapping it round, leaving a little bit at the end, again just for a more natural look. So again, I've got to the front section, and then for these bits, as I said on the other side, I'm just going to really focus on curling away from the face, just so you don't get drowned in hair basically. And just leave that bit on for a few seconds just because it's quite thin, and then just unravel and throw to the back. And then for the very front section, I take the hair, I don't curl right from the top, I go from about there, and then again wrap it round away from the face, and not hold it on too long because it's the front section and you don't really want it to be like a super tight curl. And then I just unravel and then leave it to cool down. Also, if I ever get any like straggly bits, I just kind of push them into this front curl here, and they do normally stay, so a little top tip there. So basically I'm just going to leave my hair now to cool down, obviously turn off the curler, and if like I'm doing this in the morning, I will either like go and brush my teeth or check my phone, something like that. So cue a little time lapse. Okay, so after about 10 to 15 minutes of my hair dropping out, this is what I'm left with, just a really nice, soft, loose kind of wave. So to get it to be a bit more natural, I basically just do this with my fingers, just kind of run them through my hair, and then I will come in on the sides and just kind of twist the hair a bit, just to make the curls drop out a little bit, and then I'm pretty much left with something like this. But as I said earlier, the look kind of gets better throughout the day as it kind of blows around a bit and drops out a bit more. I always like it far more like at the end of the day than I do when it's like freshly done. But there's just one step left to do, and that's to spritz it with hairspray. So I've just got a L'Oreal one here. It just says the Infinium Pure 6, if I'm saying that right, hopefully I am. And then I just give it a quick little spritz. And that should just set it in place nicely for the day. I don't like spray too much on because I am happy for it to drop out and do its own thing, but that just kind of keeps the base look of my hair in place. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. And if you could turn on the notifications for my videos, that would be hugely appreciated. And I will see you in my next video.